So this little fly is Genghis Booby. Super bright. I've used the Ghenkis, the actual blob version, a lot. I like it sort of June into August, and it fishes really well in the drop. However, this one is for early season work for the boat, and it sticks out like a sore thumb in the water. It really is stupidly bright, and that's the whole premise of this. I'm trying to get the fish's attention, so let's go ahead and tie the fly. So start off, my favourite hook for this is that is the wrong hook. Is it? No, it probably is now actually. A short shank special. No, that definitely is the wrong hook. Let me just see. Looks like I've got one rogue one. Yep, wrong hook. That's a size 8. That's a size 6. Stick him in the vise here. Honestly, I'm confusing myself. I've actually got my hooks marked up as well. Can you believe that? Alright, there you go. That's the boy. Size 6. These are size 8s. Silly. Okay, let's continue, shall we? Any thread. I quite like this light Cahill. Let's hope I've got enough light on there. I don't want to put too much light in it because if I do, it blows out the colour of the frits. So some people stick tails on the blobs. I very rarely do. Chartreuse, 10mm at the back. Original sunburst at the front. So I take a short length of each and I just pull a few fibres, exposing the core. Right, so for this hook, it's 7 turns of this stuff, and then it's 6, catching it in the 6 of the sunburst. So you can do this 2 ways. You can wet this, but it just tends to get everywhere. Just moisten your fingers a little bit. And then 1, 2, start pulling the fibres back. Helps if I put the right one on first. Goodness sake, Stephen. My apologies, everybody. That's my front, not the back. Old age is a terrible affliction. Eyesight, memory, everything else that goes with it. So, where was I? Sunburst. Original sunburst. I'm just going to expose the core there. Catch that in. And as I was saying, to get other proportions right, 7 turns of this and 6 of the chartreuse. So again, just running it through moist fingers, no wet, moist. 1, 2, start pulling the fibres back. 3, 4, 5, 6. And on the 7th, I'm just going to catch it in like that with a pinching loop. Secure. Where are my scissors? At an angle. And then what I'm going to do is create a little bump and a taper, pulling all that back. A little taper there. So that's the rear. So we've already done the front. I've took a little tag end off there. Get this right up onto the fattest bit of the taper, if you like. Come down where my eyes have got to be. And like I say, I'll get 6 turns of this again. Rub moist fingers over the frits. 1, 2. You could do more turns, I suppose. 3. I don't. 4, 5, and on the 6th, catch it in, come across. And the same again at an angle. And I'm going to get all this swept back out the way. moisten my fingers. If I can, give myself a tiny bit of a taper. Tiny, but that frets back. Getting a good blob, despite what everybody says, a blob's a blob, it isn't. Tie it right. So you can see that I've got all the fibres out of the way, pulled back. I've got quite big eyes on this, so this is white. You can do it in yellow, but white, the colour stands out a lot more. And all I do is I take an edge, I round it off with scissors, and then just quickly with a lighter come under it, and it just rounds everything off like so. So I catch this in, make sure that my eyes are nice and even. In nice and tight, and then down through the eyes. So if I turn this a little bit, you'll see I'm coming down through the middle of the eyes. And I do that 3 times on one side. Careful not to trap the frets, and then come up and over and through the middle. 1, 2, 3 on the other side. And what that does is, if I quickly show you that, what that does is it locks everything totally and utterly in place. It doesn't move. We can then come in and finish off at the eyes there. Pull everything back. Try not to get anything stuck, Steve. There we go. So I now come in with this stuff, ambulance yellow. Just squeeze a little bit. You have to be careful with this stuff because it goes everywhere. I'll put a little bit on the table and a little bit of plastic. It doesn't go anywhere. And then you basically come in with a little brush, and if I just do one side, you get the gist. So I'm just turning my fly, and then all I'm going to do is cover the eyes, like so. Obviously I'll complete that. I'll take this out of the vise just now and finish him in a second. And here's one that I've, oops, this is one that I've already done. So he's had his paint like so. But what I like to do is, when I've finally finished the fly, I always stick on some Sally Hansen. It just makes for a more durable and robust pattern. But there you go. That's my, not mine. It's a Scottish pattern. That's how you tie it. That's the Genghis booby. What a fly. Give it a try, folks. I'm sure you'll enjoy use it, and it'll bring you plenty of success. If you enjoyed that, please be kind enough to subscribe. And for everybody that does subscribe, thanks ever so much. Massively appreciated. It really is. If you knew the time and effort that went in these things, getting a follow, getting a like, getting a subscriber, it's a big deal. Take care, folks, and bye-bye.